Have you ever noticed how some of the habits we've carried for years suddenly feel heavier as we grow older? If you're over 60, you've likely learned a lot about life, what matters, what doesn't, and what truly brings peace. But even now, some old patterns may be quietly holding you back from living with the happiness and freedom you've earned. Welcome to Elderly Person Diary, where we talk honestly and gently about aging with grace, confidence, and purpose. In today's video, we're uncovering 5 habits many seniors still carry after 60 that may seem small on the surface. But over time, they chip away at joy, self-respect, and connection. And here's the good news. Once you notice these habits, you can let them go. And here's something to look forward to. Habit number 3 and habit number 4 won't just make you feel better. They'll earn you a quiet kind of respect that's rare and powerful. This video isn't about shame or judgment. It's about encouragement. It's about living these later years with more clarity, kindness, and contentment. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and stay with us until the end. Because one of these habits might sound a little familiar, and letting go of it could be one of the best gifts you give yourself. Let's begin. Number, holding on to past regrets. It's easy to look back, especially after 60. You've lived through so much. Choices made, roads not taken, words spoken in anger, or moments you wish you could do over. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you start replaying those moments in your mind like an old movie. Except this one always leaves you feeling tired or a little hollow inside. That's the quiet weight of regret. Maybe it's a relationship you never repaired, a job you didn't take, time you didn't spend with someone who's no longer here. Whatever it is, regret has a way of convincing us that we're stuck with our past, that our best days were behind us. But here's the truth. Your past shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. Take Margaret, for example. She's 74 now. For years, she carried guilt over not visiting her mother more often before she passed. That guilt colored everything. It made her distant with her own children. It made her second-guess her joy. But one evening, sitting quietly with her journal, Margaret decided to write her mother a letter, not to rewrite the past, but to release it. That simple act changed everything. Because healing doesn't always come from fixing something. It can also come from forgiving yourself. And when you let go of regret, even slowly, you make room for peace, for laughter, for presence. You're still here. You still have time. And whatever lies ahead can still be beautiful, even if the past was messy. So if you find yourself haunted by old regrets, ask yourself gently, what is this regret trying to teach me? And then, thank it for the lesson and begin to let it go. Because happiness after 60 isn't about having a perfect story. It's about finding light in the pages that are still left to write. Number 2, saying yes when you mean no. At this stage in life, you'd think saying no would come easy. You've raised families, built careers, overcome trials, and learned more lessons than most books can hold. But still, many seniors find themselves saying yes out of habit, even when their heart quietly says no. Maybe it's to avoid disappointing others. Maybe it's to keep the peace. Or maybe you just don't want to come off as selfish, stubborn, or difficult. But here's the quiet cost. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you give away a little piece of your time, your energy, and your peace. And at this stage of life, those are the very things that deserve protection. Take Robert, for example. He's 67 and recently retired. A kind man, always available to help the neighbors, attend every family event, even babysit when he's exhausted. He never complained, but inside he felt drained. He had little time for the things he truly enjoyed, like painting, reading, or just sitting quietly in the garden. One day his granddaughter asked him, "Grandpa, why don't you ever do what you want?" That question stuck with him, and it changed the way he looked at his time. Now Robert practices saying, "Let me think about it," instead of rushing into yes. He's learned that no is not rejection, it's redirection. It means saying yes to himself, his rest, and what really matters. You don't owe anyone endless availability. You've earned the right to prioritize yourself and to do so with kindness, not guilt. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. It tells the world that your time has value because it does. So the next time you feel pressured to agree when your spirit is saying otherwise, pause. Ask yourself, am I saying yes out of love or out of fear? If it's fear, maybe it's time to practice the gentle power of a respectful no. Your future self will thank you for it. Habit 3. Pretending you don't need help. There's a quiet kind of pride many of us carry after 60. The belief that needing help somehow means we're slipping or becoming a burden. So we lift heavy things when no one's watching. We struggle with jars or forgetful moments and laugh it off. We tell our loved ones, "I've got it," even when our body whispers, "Please don't." But here's the honest truth. Pretending you don't need help doesn't protect your dignity. It hides your humanity. And asking for help? That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Take James, 71, who insisted on doing everything around the house after his hip surgery. His children offered to help. His neighbor offered to bring groceries, but he refused. He didn't want to look incapable. One day, after nearly falling down the steps trying to fix a curtain, he paused. Not because of pain, but because he realized something. Refusing help was pushing people away. When he finally said, "Yes, I could use a hand," something unexpected happened. His son showed up more often, his neighbor stayed to talk, and James felt something he hadn't in a while. Connection. Because accepting help tells people, "I trust you." It invites them in. It creates space for love, care, and mutual respect. No one respects someone more because they suffer in silence. They respect the person who shows strength in being real. You've helped so many in your life. Your children, your family, your friends. Let others return the favor now. It honors them, and it honors you. So the next time someone says, "Can I help you with that?" consider saying yes. You might be surprised how freeing it feels. And here's the beautiful part. You're not giving up independence, you're gaining community. Before we go further, my dear seniors, if this conversation has touched you, let me know by tapping the like button. Also, subscribe to this channel, Elderly Person Diary. It tells me today's topic matters to you or someone close to you. Your subscription plants a seed in this garden of wisdom. With your support, we'll keep turning pages of time together. Now, back to what really matters. Habit number 4, speaking negatively about yourself or others. As we get older, it can become easy, almost second nature, to speak critically, whether about ourselves or the world around us. You might hear yourself saying things like, "I'm just getting useless now. People these days don't have any manners. I can't do anything right anymore." At first, it feels like harmless honesty, or maybe just the way we've learned to cope. But over time, this habit of negative talk quietly chips away at the very dignity and wisdom we've spent a lifetime building. Here's what's often forgotten. Words carry energy, especially your own words about yourself and others. Speaking down to yourself doesn't make you humble. It makes others unsure of how to lift you up. And constantly criticizing the world around you? That doesn't make you wise. It makes people tune out. Now imagine Doris, 79. For years, she had a sharp tongue, quick with jokes that put herself down or complaints about her neighbors and the news. She didn't mean harm, but over time, fewer people called. Her grandkids visited less often. One day, her oldest granddaughter said, "Grandma, you're the wisest person I know, but you sound so hard on yourself lately." That moment changed Doris. She began practicing a new habit. Gentle speech. Instead of saying, "I'm too old for this," she'd say, "Let's see how I can do this differently." Instead of complaining about the world, she'd ask questions or share stories from her time. And little by little, people leaned in again. They listened and respected her more for the way she spoke. Because dignity is not about being perfect. It's about speaking with grace, even when you're tired. And respect isn't earned by being loud. It's earned by being kind. So if you've fallen into the habit of negative self-talk or constant critique, catch yourself gently. Then ask, what would I say if I truly believed I still have value? Because you do. And the more you remind yourself, and others who are of that truth, the more peace and respect you'll carry into every conversation. And habit number 5, resisting new experiences. As we grow older, comfort becomes, well, comfortable. You found your rhythm, your favorite chair, your usual foods, your daily routines. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's a certain beauty in knowing what brings you peace. But sometimes, without realizing it, that comfort turns into resistance. Resistance to new ideas, new people, new technologies, new experiences. And slowly, the world begins to feel smaller. Not because it is, but because we've stopped stepping outside our circle. But here's the truth. Staying curious is how we stay alive inside. Take Mrs. Evelyn, 82. She used to say things like, "Oh, I'm too old to learn that," or "That's for the younger folks." Then one day her grandson showed her how to video call. She laughed. She saw his face light up, and for the first time in years, she didn't feel behind. She felt connected. That one new experience opened the door to many others. Trying yoga on YouTube, joining a senior book club online, even starting a small herb garden on her balcony. She didn't become someone new. She became more of who she already was. Someone open, someone willing, someone alive. When you resist new things, you're not protecting yourself. You're preventing yourself from being surprised by joy. Because trying something new, no matter how small, reminds you that life is still unfolding. That there are still firsts to enjoy, even after 60, 70, or 80. So whether it's a new hobby, a new walk route, a new recipe, or even just learning something on your phone, take the step. Let your brain light up. Let your spirit stretch. You don't have to be perfect at it. You just have to be willing. And remember, it's never too late to become interested in something new. Not because you're trying to keep up, but because you're still growing. So there you have it. 5 quiet habits that might be holding you back after 60. And the gentle truth is, you can let them go. None of these changes require big money, perfect health, or anyone's permission. They simply ask for a little self-awareness and the courage to choose differently, starting today. Let go of regrets that no longer serve you. Speak kindly to yourself and others. Say no when your peace depends on it. Accept help when it's offered. Because connection is strength. And stay open to new experiences. Because your story isn't finished yet. Here at Elderly Person Diary, we believe something powerful. Aging isn't the end of growth. It's the beginning of living more intentionally. You've come through decades of ups and downs. You've raised families, built homes, worked hard, and loved deeply. Now, it's time to care for yourself with that same energy and compassion. Because the truth is, you deserve happiness. Not in a vague, faraway way, but right here, in your daily routines, in the way you talk to yourself, and in the freedom you allow yourself to enjoy. So, which of these habits spoke to you today? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Even one small change can make a big difference. If this video helped you reflect, please leave a comment, like the video, and share it with someone else on the same journey. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Person Diary, where every video is a gentle nudge toward a richer, wiser, more peaceful life. Thank you for being here, and remember, your best years still hold surprises. See you in the next video.